I've been watching a lot of videos on V-boards. This is my interpretation of a V-board that will hold our silhouettes while we're in the field. And when the ground is frozen here in Idaho and we can't pound the stakes in, they're real easy to put together. And there you go. Now would be a good time for you to subscribe to Bannock Outdoor Television. I wasn't going to do this video until next spring, but since it's 57 degrees in Idaho today, we don't have a lot of water in Idaho. We're into a drought. Most of the reservoirs have pretty much down to their minimum amount, so who knows what's going to happen with the duck and goose hunting in Idaho this year. But the problems I've had in the past is with silhouette decoys and these little stakes that you buy for them. When you pound these into the ground so much, it destroys them. So I'm replacing them every year. So I've been looking into the V-boards. And for about the last 10 years, I've looked at how the V-boards work. And I've tried to come up with an idea of how to do it. So I've got an idea. We're going to put it together today. And we'll see how it works. So the first thing we need is 3 pieces of 1/2-inch PVC pipe, 30 inches long, a 1/2-inch T, 6 1/4-inch bolts, 1.5 long, 12 of your 1/4-inch washers, 2 of your 3/8-inch washers, and 6 nuts, and a little piece, about 5.5 or 6 foot of this bungee cord. That's 1/2 inch. And so the first thing we're going to do is going to take our glue, and since this one's going to be the one that goes into this one here, into the T, into the front of the T, is going to be stable. It's always going to be there. So, and you'll see why later. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue it in. Little of that goes a long way. Once that sets up, then we're going to go out and paint them. And we're going to take a quick break here while I run out and paint these darn things. We're going to paint them a flat brown to match the dirt or the stubble fields that we're in. If we get a little snow on the ground or quite a bit of snow on the ground, we can just throw a little snow over the top of them and kind of camouflage them in. So give me a few minutes to get these painted up. We'll be back. Now would be a good time for you to subscribe to Bannock Outdoor Television. We got a lot more coming up in the year. So I'll be right back. Okay, we got them painted up, and painted them a dark brown. Paint right now with the COVID going on, paint is hard to find. Flat black, flat brown, in your camouflage colors. I'm having one heck of a time finding the material that I need to do these projects. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to drill 2 holes in all of our conduits. I already had those pre-drilled, but I just want to open them up just a little teeny bit more. The silhouettes that I made to go on what we're going to call the modified V-board. If you notice, I left a little pedestal on the bottom of the decoy that I made out of some political signs. So we're going to mount these up, and I'll show you how they're going to work. First thing we want to do is we want to put our 2 pieces of conduit. If you watch the video on the jerk line, we're pretty much have the same concept of it. What I'm going to do, we're going to take our bungee cord and we're going to put it through here, and we're going to give ourselves plenty of bungee cord. We'll cut it off when we're done. I usually buy it in 25-foot sections. So we're going to push it all the way through. And that took quite a bit of it, didn't it? What we're going to do now is we're going to come down to this other end. We're going to take our 7/8 inch washer, and I like to leave a loop in them. In case we have to tie it to something or tie it down. And we're going to put the line right through tie it right off just like that. We're going to pull this tight. Going to cut it off. Going to grab the other 7/8 inch washer. And you want to pull it fairly tight. So I'm going to pull it really tight, and I'm going to put a loop in it. Just going to tie that loop right through like that. Don't let it go because it's going to shoot right through there like a... This little piece, this little end that sticks out here, I'm just going to push it right down into the washer. In case you have to do some adjustments later on. And that's how it's going to work right there. Now, since we drilled our holes, I'm going to take one decoy. I'm going to set it up like this. And I'm going to drill I'm going to hold it in place. And I'm going to drill a hole through there just to get it so I can line the bolt up. We'll put a washer on it. Once we get these all put together, we'll spray paint the washers and the bolts and the washers on each end. Well, that made a damn mess, didn't it? Tighten that up a little bit. Not all the way. And I'm using locking nuts so that they won't come loose. Okay, if you notice, I kept the beak of the decoy above the piece of conduit. We're going to do the same thing twice more. We've already pre-drilled, so already made one mess. I'll try not to make another one with that spray paint. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these the opposite direction. I'm going to turn them out. You want this just, when you do this, you just want this just tight enough to hold it in place, but not tight enough that you can't move it a little bit. Bring it up just a little teeny bit. Make it look like he's feeding there. Finish tightening this one up. Slide this over a little bit so you can see what's going on here. We're going to do the same thing on the next decoy. Make sure our holes are lined up where we want them. We're going to turn him out to where his head's pointed out. Bring it almost to the end. Remember, don't tighten it up all the way. Get your decoy where it's set to where you want him. So here's what you do. You just pull them apart, fold them up. When you're ready to transport them, when you get to the field and the ground's frozen, it's just simple as opening them up, line them up, and I'm sure in the field you won't have as much shit on the ground as I have on my table, so that's what they look like, and I'm sure they'll work. We're going to be testing them all season this year once the ground gets frozen, and hopefully we'll get some ducks in this year. So that'd be a good time for you to subscribe to Bannock Outdoor Television, and thank you very much for watching.
This is how easy it is to disassemble.